Tonight we're staying at Under Canvas.
Well, there is a hospital at exit 65.
We're down at the Hoover Dam today right now. We're gonna... She's liking this trail. Hiking.
Hey guys, today we're at the Kymulga Mills. This old grist mill was built in 1864. It was one of the only ones to survive the Civil War. So we're gonna go inside and we're gonna see what they can tell us about this place.
All right.
This is the only grist mill out of 13 that were in Alabama at the time. This is the only one that did not get burned down by the Civil War, or during the Civil War, excuse me. And this actually became neutral territory. They were not allowed to fight here. They could go a mile away and do their fighting. And we know they went across the bridge over here in Waldo, which is actually the oldest bridge in Bama. That was from 1858. And our bridge out here was finished in 1860. That is the second oldest bridge in Alabama.
Do you still produce any grain or any cornmeal?
Yes. Yeah, we still do cornmeal and grits.
Good. And where is that sold at?
It's right here as well.
Perfect.
And we also have a whole hive.
And you use like this? You use real corn, regular corn, nothing,
Regular
no
corn.
GMO stuff.
None of
We've been eating like our grandparents and great-grandparents did. So we make our own biscuits and grind our own, get our own stuff.
yes.
So
And it's been getting hard to find like ground
grist mills that are
cornmeal and yeah.
operational.
This is the stuff.
And you got
it already
right
has
there
the
for
baking powder and baking soda. We have the self-rising flour,
Okay.
so it's already got all that in there.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and show you this real quick. So as you can tell, this is a little bit bigger than most mills. If you ever been to any other mills, most of them have one, maybe two set of grinding stones. I've got 5. I've got 2 for corn, 1 for wheat, 1 for sour mash, and 1 for rye as well. Because they were definitely making this. Yeah, see that smile on that guy? You know what I'm talking about. They were definitely making their whiskey out here back in the day. Now, I do still run this one here, and we do sell our cornmeal and grits. I'm gonna turn this one on. It's a little loud. But
All right.
It's definitely worth it. I come in here and mess with that corn earlier. This one actually does cornmeal and grits at the same time.
No, that's awesome.
Like that.
Out of the same corn. And then what's left after you do all that is the grist, which is why it's a grist mill, because they're removing basically that outer hull of them corn kernels, you know, the stuff that always gets stuck in your teeth. And they would take that and feed that to the pigs and chickens, because nothing went to waste around here. Corn cobs from shelling, you know, they kept them as well. And they were always a great fire starter. And but the funny thing to me is they use them for fire starter, but they were also great for the little corn cob pipes. Now the wheat one actually did 2 grinds. We would go in the hopper there, that number 13, go down the chute, do the first grind. Now that stone right there, standing up, actually sat on top there. Anyways, we do the first grind, come down the chute to the auger, hit the elevator. All these little boxes here are basically elevators. There's belts with cups in them, and that's how everything got transferred around. Everything really started underneath here. Now, I don't know if you've ever paid attention when you were here before, but did you notice there is no water wheel back there?
I noticed.
We don't have a water wheel, and we never did. The guy who built this, actually, him and his partner had a foundry here in Anniston, and they actually invented the turbine. And this is where they tested it out.
Was that Morris? Morris?
Yep, J.G. Morris, exactly. Out front, you'll see a big round chunk of steel out there next to the bench. Actually, that's the impeller, the inside of one of the turbines. And that ran that white pole over there, which ran all the belts and pulleys and everything here. But anyways, after it did that first grind, it would hit the elevator, go all the way to the top, come back down to a machine that sits right above where it says Kymulga. And that was a wheat cleaner. It has a blower on it with all the chaff from the seed pot out the back of the mill to feed the fish. They'd be out there catching them big old slabs as well. Out here's our little swimming hole. We have all these little Cub Scouts out here fishing this morning. Well, that 32-pound stripe on that wall came from right out there. That water out there below that waterfall stays knee deep. except for where it comes between the rocks, it's about waist deep. So all the wood to build this place came from right across the creek. It's all hard poplar pine. Been here 160 years. If you've ever built a deck, you can't even go to Home Depot and build you a deck out of treated lumber the last 20 years.
Nope.
This stuff's been here 160.
Wow.
And then our big grinding stones, this machine here is the only one that was not made here. This was actually made in South Carolina in 1861. And still to this day, if I need parts for it, I can get them.
Wow.
They're pretty good like that. The rest of these, all these big stones, they were actually imported from France. They're called burr stones. They're supposed to be the hardest rocks in the world. They're actually made of quartz. The reason that one is standing up there is from the old phrase, keep your nose to the grindstone. That comes from milling. And Clyde, which was the last man that ran this place in the 70s, said he could smell the wheat burning, something was wrong. So they went ahead and pulled that stone. And there was, sure enough, there was a crack and a couple of chips in that bottom stone.
Wow.
Because the bottom one stays stationary, it's just the top one that spins. And they sit about 1/1000th of a millimeter off. If you walk up there, you can actually feel how smooth the rectangular part's on there. Because it's the grooves that are chiseled in there when they go across each other that actually do the cutting or the grinding. And that one standing up only weighs 3,200 pounds. Okay, no big deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
big deal, right?
Couple guys.
So whenever we build this, now whenever I have little ones in here, I always ask, you think you got enough friends to help you lift that yet? No? I said, yeah, that takes a lifetime of friends.
Right.
But when they were building this place, one of the guys that was helping build it volunteered to go ahead and walk down to Mobile Bay where these were imported into. Where they were able to walk, yes. They were able to put 3 on a cart with a couple yoke of oxen to bring them back.
Wow.
And that first trip took 3.5 months.
I can
Imagine
imagine.
this in the middle of the Civil War. Can you imagine being that guy? Okay, now look, here's your map. Here's what the trails are like. Now, we don't know who's in charge of them right now, so be careful. But I need you to hurry up and get back here with them stones.
Oh, wow.
None,
No stress.
none at all. Wow.
So one of the other neat things I love about this place is when they built this place, they also brought honeybees. And to this day, well, they're not in the boxes anymore like they were until the 70s. Now this whole back wall is actually hive. But the bees were brought here for 3 reasons. The obvious problem of their honey, which we still do, as you can see. I got plenty of it over there. I didn't let you try some of what we're doing here. But making candles out of their wax, that's also what they used to lubricate all the metal in here, was beeswax. All that black stuff on that white, top of that white pole is actually all beeswax. But it's just a very interesting little place here. Now, in order to build this, now unfortunately the water's not even going over the waterfall right now because the water's so low, that will be hitting the ground. But there's times that that waterfall doesn't exist because it floods out here. And it's just nice and smooth. There'll be 2 or 3 feet of water across that creek that kids couldn't even get over there. That beach doesn't exist then. Every time it floods, we get a whole new beach. We never know what it's going to look like.
Flower packer, over 100 years old.
Yeah, they just got out here a little while ago. It's a bunch of Cubs now. They come out quite a bit. I don't know if they're going to camp all night tonight. Those are a lot of those.
You can see there's a lot of places where belt drive was, but what he was saying with the beeswax right up there on top. Right up in there.
But in order to build this, they actually had to shut the cattle creek down. Back when the campground, you could actually see the water splits off. And I don't know if you ever walked the trails when you were here before, but if you go across the bridge and go about a block and a half, you'll actually come to the diversion canal that was hand dug. That was originally 12 foot wide by 10 foot deep. It goes a full 1.75 miles before it comes back into the creek. Oh, there's definitely good fishing out here. We've got every type
I thought
of fish
about
out
it
here.
too. I thought about it. That
I
close.
did too.
I'm with you. I wanted to bring my fishing rods. And
We got bass, we got brim, catfish, we got gar out there. Friend of mine, yeah, that came from out there as well.
so can we walk upstairs?
You sure can.
All right.
You
You
can
ready?
get all the floors you like.
Oh, check it
Now,
out.
When you walk upstairs,
Mm-hmm.
let me show you real quick. Just in case. Because right past that light switch, you see that little dark spot on the wall?
Yeah.
That's all honeybees right there.
Oh.
You can get some great pictures of honeybees right there. You,
Oh,
you
that's
can walk right up to them. They don't mess, as long as you don't pet them, they won't mess with you.
Okay. So this is where he's saying there's honeybees right there.
How about that? We got some honeybees up here, folks. These old tools. And these are things that I've...
Like this is a cedar, it looks like.
Right. That's a bottom cedar.
Uh-huh.
And that's corn cedar.
That's a hoe.
This is a harrow.
Like it plows up the ground.
Right. What this does is this weeds. Like you'll go down the rows when the plants are small. And it's just, they have so many wonderful tools that, I'm glad that we have this on camera because there's not many of these left.
Right. Let's go over here.
But that Morris was a very intelligent guy. Looking at this contraption in here.
Look how he set this up, guys, on this floor.
Like,
Look at the intricate detail of that. There's a lot of details and mechanics go into this. Look at this. It's all above you guys when you walk
they build nothing like this anymore.
No. He said we could go upstairs, right?
Yes.
He did say that. All right. He said go up to the 3rd floor.
Yes.
All right.
We'll just put that back.
We will. But we got verbal permission, so. All right. If there's anything up here, we're coming up here. We're coming in peace. All right. I see.
Right. We're not trying to call anyone out. We'll come back and do that at another time. I'm looking. That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, so this is a storage space.
I'm looking at the beam. Or I should step. There we go.
So this up here is where they're saying there was a... Watch these floorboards. I'm not going to go deep in there.
Okay.
These floors are kind of bad. That's the one they have it closed off. It's beautiful, isn't it? And since we can come back here to do a hunt, we'll come back and talk to them.
Yeah, and if you guys would love to see us
come
do
back,
a
stay the
haunted
night.
video here, put some comments below, give us a little encouragement, and we'll see if we can't get that done sooner than later.
I don't trust those floorboards right now.
I don't either. I'm walking on the stair brace.
I know why it's closed off. That was nice, wasn't it? So we're going to go out and walk across the covered bridge.
And, hopefully before we leave, he'll have a little bit of time that he can tell us a little bit about the corn and what all they use to make this. Because, finding a place that makes GMO
well, we
free
can't
foods
buy
is
the
wonderful.
corn mill and stuff. We'll go out and look at the...
There may go in, not come out, but I always say.
This is that stone, he says. This stone right here is the one that weighed 3,200 pounds. And it is just very smooth.
Let's see. We're going to go out toward the wood bridge.
We're going to walk around and look at some of the other places before we come back in here and get some grits and cornmeal.
Yeah, I want to come back before we leave. This is beautiful.
It really is.
All right, let's go. Check out this bridge.
I was upstairs. I put my camera out and did a shot all down through here. This is amazing.
I did too out that window.
Yes.
I did too out
Okay,
of the window. So, because it was so pretty, I want to go see it. And he gave us a great tour.
He really did. It was a wonderful tour.
We're going to go down here and walk across the covered bridge, guys. And take some pictures, walk along the water, and come back and buy some grains. You ready?
You know it.
All right, let's go do that.
To my northern friends that do the whole cream of wheat thing, if you've never tried grits, you should. It's a great cereal, just like cream of wheat.
Yeah.
Has a little bit of a different flavor. You can season it up with a little butter. Some people put sugar in there. But they're awesome.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, almost had a little blue-tailed lizard.
This is beautiful. You can see the ruts in it where the cars and wagons used to go across. Look at this out here. And we're going across the
second oldest covered bridge.
Yeah.
And according to what he was saying in there is the other one, they're not taking good care of. So this may, in the next couple of years, end up being the oldest one. But look at the condition, folks. It's in
pristine condition compared.
Considering these
ones.
boards are all 150, 60 years old.
Yes. Here, get a picture. It's a good spot.
All right.
Oh, this is pretty.
All right. Go down there and chase the geese.
You go chase the geese.
No, you go.
No, they're mean.
They're docile.
They're mean.
They're calling to you.
He said there's some Boy Scouts camped over here.
Right. Want to be sure not to catch them, at least their faces on camera. That's great. I used to work with the Boy Scouts years and years ago.
Yeah, they're down there at the falls. What we'll do is we'll go from the other side down the steps and catch the falls.
Okay.
So we're not over here next to the Boy Scouts.
Okay, but one thing I want to point out is they have disc golf. Obviously,
that.
there it is. So that's something else. If you're into disc golf, this is, I guess, a good place to come and do that. We should have brought our discs.
Wow, so pretty out here.
And he was saying that they're fishing in this.
Yeah.
That this water here, I guess, right now it's waist deep is about the average, and they pulled a 32-pound bass out of here. That's pretty big off of feeding corn.
Right, but they're used to that, so that's what they're eating.
Right.
And they get fat. It's like catfish below dog food factories get really big and fat.
Right.
Because of what's being put in the water. So it makes sense in a way. This is beautiful right here. I'm gonna get down.
But I was just wondering if the fact that these fish eat a lot of the milled hulls, if that doesn't change the taste. Because one thing, I'm not a big seafood lover, but I don't like that strong fish flavor or fish smell.
And you're right, because I am a fish eater. I like fish. So the pond-raised catfish compared to something you catch in the river is two different tastes. So it depends on what they're eating. Their diet makes a big change to their the taste of fish.
So if you like to eat fish and out of these streams, then this is probably a pretty decent place to come and harvest one.
Oh, this is so pretty. Now we're right out over the falls like that. That's pretty, isn't it?
It really is.
I love these old covered bridges.
These beams are massive.
Y'all, I hope y'all are enjoying this little video because he gave us a nice little intro in there and a little tour around the central part of that. And then we're just walking around the covered bridge, and we're going to go back in again and talk to him again, give him time to finish up with those guys so we can buy some meal. Good. Let's walk down here, still water. This is a beautiful place, guys, and it's only $5 to get in. He's not charging a lot to get in at all. And it's worth it. If you're looking for a beautiful place to go and relax, it's worth it. And it's pretty out here.
Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. Gorgeous.
Yeah, it really is. Let's go down here. I guess you can walk down here underneath this, too, so we'll look. I think he was giving us permission to walk. He likes paranormal groups, guys, because we investigate. We don't bother anything, most of us. You see that?
Yeah,
they got it encased. Look at this, guys.
And you know what? This poplar right here,
it's probably here during
this is the type of wood that they use to build all of this.
Oh, so that's a good example.
So this tree right here is probably left for that purpose, because I don't see any others that are old enough.
Oh, watch that caterpillar. This right here is not a good caterpillar to touch.
No, it isn't.
All right. Look at that. That's pretty. You see that coming out from under there? That's beautiful.
Yeah, we had one of those at the house and rolled on my back, and I thought it was like liquid fire.
I know I got one on my hand. It didn't feel too well. All right. Oh, this is cool.
And this is the inner workings.
Oh, wow. This is nice down here. And it's cooler. Look at the gears. See that? Do this. This is so cool, guys.
And right here, this is where all the power goes up.
Right there?
Right here, yep. And you see, because there you have a giant master gear right there.
Oh, up there. I see it now. Good eye.
And there's a second gear, so I'm sure.
There's another one right there.
Yeah, so I'm sure this was an old-fashioned type of clutch.
Yeah.
Where what you would do is you would drive different sprockets into the main gear, and you would either have a regular forward rotation or counter rotation. And the way that you would address a counter rotation is you would take it, you would flip the belt so that it would look like a figure 8 as it was running, or like the infinity sign, and it would actually then turn the belt to run correct.
Oh, okay. So like an opposite type. Oh.
Yes, and I think that this is as far as we need to go in here. I don't think going down there is going to be an option.
But look how they have these set up, guys. Look at this. No way. Look at this. The tree roots are growing around the rock. This is amazing.
Huh.
This will be a great place to investigate overnight.
It really would be.
Okay, we'll walk back up around to the store. This was a good find right here underneath it.
But boy, that is a nice little gate right there.
Yes. Isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Get it from the side view. All right. Yeah, I understand why.
And this is more of a park than I really thought it was. This is nice.
I like how they're letting the children come out here and camp and do
Well,
stuff.
that's kind of where I was going with that. That's what it's wonderful.
Yeah.
You could actually come out here and spend a day
Yes, you could.
and get yourself some cornmeal and some grits and go home.
That's why we just do a general tour and we don't give all the secrets away. Look at that. That is so pretty. Okay, we'll go in here and see. We're gonna buy some mule.
All right. But do you want to tell a little bit of the story of this? Because we didn't catch the whole story of the founding. He just told us the age and.
Okay, well, it was built in 1864 and it was commissioned by Forney, and he was an officer in the Confederate military. He commissioned Morris to build it. Then Forney went up north. He got killed in the Battle of the Wilderness, right?
Yeah, in Virginia.
And his wife told him to go ahead and finish it. And he did. He finished the bridge, the grist mill, and everything else. Then when it was all done and Sherman and all those guys come through burning all the bridges in the South, wooden bridges and stuff, they missed this one. They didn't see it. But if you ever come to it, you'll understand why. Because it's kind of off the beaten path. So, and originally, they wanted it built across to connect to the Indian trade routes on the other side of the river.
But I'm sure that this became a supply route.
Yes.
Once it was done.
Right, it was. So, and it was easy for them to trade and communicate with them over there on that side. And so they just built this bridge to span the river so they could trade with Indian trade routes and stuff like that. So it made it very convenient for them.
It's getting to be the fall of the year right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alabama, we're having our first week of temperatures where it's like we're not living in Satan's den.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, it's a great time to come out and do some of these things with your family.
Yes. It is pretty out here. You see there's an old Jeep and stuff. Yeah, look at that.
You have another equipment shed over here.
You gotta look at this right here. You know, a lot of people, guys, are realizing one valuable thing about YouTubers and content creators. When a YouTuber shows up
See, I knew that was
to film, right? And to film stuff and to do stuff, You're getting free advertising. What is this?
This right here, I don't know if this is a Model T or Model A. The Model T actually preceded the Model A.
Okay, let me see.
And I'm
Ford.
thinking this is more of Model A because of the amount of metal, but some of this could be redone. But one of Henry Ford's old engine. No, this is definitely a Model A because it has. Oh, there's the starter for it. How about that?
Wow.
Did you know that little handle? That's to start it.
No. Oh, yeah, that winder.
Yeah. This is one that.
There's a winder.
Oh,
on
it
the
has
front.
a winder. It has the handle in it right now, but the handle would plug in right there.
Wow.
You would spin it till the engine kicked over. It's the same principle as popping the clutch.
Okay.
This is an old mill right here.
Wow. Look at
This
this.
is one here. They would have used one of those old engines or.
See, look at this. Is this a blowout? It's
Yeah, that would
obviously-
be your filter rags to catch. So it's not dust.
Oh,
There's so much dust in the production of meal,
yeah.
and that dust is extremely flammable. There's the reason that they should have a sign in there that doesn't say no smoking. It should say no ignitable devices, because even a spark in a grist mill can cause it to blow up like almost, it'd be like a huge explosion because all of that in the air, kind of like a gas explosion in a sense.
There's a filter screen, water. Okay. Let's go back around this side. I'm starting to sweat now. Let's see. This is so nice, guys. You really do have to come out here and see this. I can't even do it justice. Isn't that so pretty?
No, and these folks, they seem to do a great job of keeping it up.
Yes, they keep it restored and everything. They do.
And I'll tell you, admission was $5 to come in and walk around.
So he's not really getting paid to be here, guys.
So
He's just
no.
getting paid to keep the lights on. That's all he's doing.
Right. He enjoys this, obviously.
Right, he enjoys it, yes. Okay, let's go in here and see if we can buy some meal. Go buy some cornmeal.
Yeah.
Right.
Get a pound of grits.
You get one of each?
I got one of each.
Two yellow
and two.
corns?
Yeah, two
All
yellow.
right.
I just got the